Parasites have been around as long as we have. They are not stupid at hiding, at getting detected and tasked, or controlling people's brains if they want to, right? These people engage in high-risk sexual behavior. They'll gamble. They'll have these irrational anger outbursts.
Damn.
And it's this parasite, which also controls animals' brains too, and gets them closer to the source of where it wants to be as a host.
Okay, guys, Dr. Jessica Peatross here today. We're going to talk some mold and some parasites.
Sounds good to me.
Let's do it. Was there any mold on your flight on the way here?
You know, sometimes how you see those people on the plane and they breathe on you and they have like moldy breath.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they live in mold, but none on the plane directly.
Okay.
Just moldy people, maybe.
Well, those are more uncommon these days, right?
Sad but true.
I mean, especially in humid environments like Florida, I'd imagine.
Oh my gosh, everywhere. You can't get away from it. If there's no airflow, you're just doomed.
It was the first test I got when I bought my house.
Really?
And my realtor was like, why do you want that in Vegas? But I was like, I'm not chancing it.
I've seen it everywhere. I've seen it in the Middle East. I've seen it in Arizona. It doesn't matter how dry it is there. It's the way we're building houses.
Yeah, I just want the peace of mind. So it was literally the first thing I did. Didn't care about the price.
You were mold free?
Yeah, I don't know how advanced the test was, but because I know there's different tests, but came back negative.
There's a do-it-yourself one I can give you.
Oh, yeah?
Army test that's pretty accurate.
Okay.
Yeah, so that one takes a little while to come back, but it's developed by the EPA, so it's a little more accurate.
Nice.
Yeah.
How common would you say inside a house is it?
Oh my gosh, it's pretty bad. We think up to 80% of houses have previous water damage.
Wow.
And 40 to 45% have current water damage. So that's a big proportion of the houses built in the United States. And people think if they live in a mansion or they don't see it or they have a new build, they're not at risk. But they still are, actually.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, I've had a few leaks at my house already. So if you don't notice them quick, I guess it could turn into mold, right?
24 hours.
Oh, that fast?
24 hours. And then you have to cut everything porous out. It's crazy because the mold spores, they're like dandelions, and they blow in the wind. And then they hang in the air because they're semi-heavy. And they burrow into porous things like couches and drapes and carpets and all those things that people have. And the worst part of my job is telling people, hey, you have to get rid of your brand new furniture or brand new house. It's time.
Dang, I didn't even think about it in furniture.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Sensitive people, they have to be really careful. If you're like pretty resilient, someone like you may not have to. But it's 1 in 4 people have a sensitive genotype or haplotype where they have to really be vigilant because their body doesn't recognize mold spores to get rid of them. And so that's a lot of people and a lot of houses that are at risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How quick do they start to feel it once the molds are?
It's really dependent on your genetic propensities, I have to say. But if your toxin bucket's full, it's full of toxins and trauma, you're going to be more at risk than someone who has a clean vessel or body.
Got it.
And I would say there's some people who just get allergies. Runny eyes, runny nose, sneezing. And there are other people who are bedbound. Like they literally have chronic fatigue syndrome and sarcoidosis and every other autoimmune condition linked to mold.
Wow.
So it really depends on the person and then what other exposures and traumas they've been through, right? That kind of makes their body resilient or not.
I used to go, I still go to Lifetime, and their sauna had black mold.
Oh, yes.
Underneath the wooden tiles.
The worst, because you're going to get rid of the mold and then you're like, there's mold spores in the air that you're sitting in the sauna in. It's crazy.
Crazy.
I
And-
wonder.
And someone like found it on accident. Like one of the tiles popped up and he lifted it. There was black mold everywhere.
This is the way houses work too. You don't always smell it. Now, people who are sensitive, they'll smell it more because they're kind of like a hound dog. Their body says, hey, you can't recognize pathogen proteins or mold spores. So you're going to smell this so bad that it's going to make you run out of the house to warn you. Because you have to trust those people, right? But a lot of people, they don't smell it. They don't see it. It's behind walls or behind the ceiling or the ground. And so no one suspects until something like that happens.
Yeah. Would you say you're pretty sensitive to it?
No, actually, I'm a warrior genotype. I'm not sensitive. I'm the worst patient. Don't give me anything to try. I won't feel it.
Wow.
I'm very lucky that I was able to come onto these things and believe my patients because I never feel bad. But a lot of people do.
And what's the link with mold and parasites? Is there a direct link there?
So yes, what mold does is it's a potent immunosuppressive agent. In fact, mycophenolic acid, also known as Cellcept, is a pharmaceutical drug that we give patients who've had a kidney transplant to keep them from rejecting the kidney. It suppresses the immune system that much. And
Wow.
that drug is for mold. Mycophenolic acid is a type of mycotoxin. And so for real, mold actually suppresses the immune system to such a degree, it causes such inflammation, a cytokine storm in the brain, that your body isn't resilient anymore. So you're kind of a sitting duck if you have other infections that pop up or other exposures. Your body can't really fight it off because the immune system is so lowered.
And parasites are really common, right?
Yeah, people tell me all the time, oh, we don't have parasites in America. Like they understand borders or something. It's like so ridiculous, right? And yeah, we don't have the cleanest food in this country anymore either. Let's be real here. We don't have very clean water. And we use all kinds of different, chemical agents and man-made toxins, environmental toxins, industrial toxins in our food, in our water, in our everyday lives. And so absolutely, this makes a difference to our immune system and who is resilient and who isn't. And when your terrain is full of toxicities, you're going to attract things like parasites or mold for cleanup. That's what they do in the environment, in the ecosystem. You're a part of the ecosystem.
Yeah. I got 2 parasite experts on standby for me.
Do you really?
Yeah. Every time I get sick, I'm like, all right, which parasite is this? Like I had this eye twitch.
Ooh, yeah.
And we found out it was a parasite.
That's one of my questions.
Yeah, I had this eye twitch for like a month and no one could figure it out.
And that's what it was.
It was a parasite, yeah.
That's one of my questions. Do you have muscle twitches or fasciculations at night? Do you have sugar cravings? Do you have rectal itching? Do you have a dairy sensitivity? Do you grind your teeth at night? Are you worse with insomnia or anxiety around the full moons? Because their life cycle happens around the full moons, right? They're reproducing at that time. They're moving. About 7 o'clock at night they start. It's a stress on the body, so you clench, grind your teeth.
Wow, I must have had a ton as a kid because I used to grind my teeth so hard as a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe some pinworms or something.
I walked around barefoot a lot as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you get them too, right?
Were you a sick kid?
I would say I was pretty sick. I was skinny, underweight, and got sick a lot, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So definitely if you had like a lowered immune system, you're walking around barefoot. I mean, this is a risk for people. I tell people to ground all the time. People are like, what about hookworms? Nothing can be perfect. But yeah, if you're not resilient, if you're sick, you've got other things building up in your toxin bucket, you do something like that, there is a chance, right?
Yeah. I was eating processed food a lot, like everyone in America, right? 80% of people do that.
Yeah. Welcome to the U.S., right?
Which cleanses have you had success with for parasites?
So I have a particular order I go in with people because if I just jump right into a parasite cleanse or a mold detox with people, they're going to feel so sick because they're recirculating toxins in their body that they might not want to be my friend anymore or see me anymore. So I always try and prep them beforehand, which means if people come to me and they speak without taking a breath and they're so anxious they can hardly stand it, I'm like, whoa. Your nervous system is a total disaster, and no protocol is going to stick until I calm you down and calm that inflammation down in your brain and your body. And so I work on calming their nervous system first and getting them in a place of rest and digest where only healing happens. And after that, I'm like, okay, I could give you a detox, but are you pooping? Are you sweating? Is your liver working? Is your bile moving? Because if it's not, I'm going to kill things off and they're going to sit in your body.
Wow.
And they're going to recirculate, and there's no way for them to come out, right? So people tell me they can't sweat. I'm like, that's not normal. That's not good.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Right. All the time. Every single day.
So even in a sauna, they can't sweat?
They'll literally get beet red and feel like they're going to pass out. And their heart rate goes up and they never break a sweat.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
What causes that?
So their mitochondria are stunted, which are, equal ATP or energy. These are little powerhouses in our cell. And if they're stunted, you can't make energy or ATP, which equals heat. Right? Or your lymphatic system isn't moving. That's part of it too. These people are often super fatigued, super stopped up. Their drainage isn't working. Half of them tell me they can't poop either. And then they wonder why they feel bad because the reason you poop and you sweat and you do all these other things is partially to release toxins.
Yeah.
So, I start with nervous system work. Then I start with drainage and make sure that they're regular. They're sleeping, they're pooping, they're sweating, all these things. Then bam, we go with a cleanse. And so I'll often do things like, I do everything naturally, obviously.
Nice.
So mimosa pudica seed, which is a really sticky seed from India that kind of blows up like one of those kids' sponges in the bath and it grabs stuff. It's known as the gut scrubber. I also love things like clove, wormwood, artemisian, or black walnut hull. all these things, uva ursi, padi arco. They're wonderful, wonderful herbs for getting rid of things like parasites and tick-associated illnesses, which often run together.
Yeah, ticks is a... The Tri-Light from Parasite is no joke. Medical grade red and near infrared light with 3 frequencies per light. Deep healing, real results, and totally portable. It's legit. Photo biomodulation tech in a flexible on-body panel. This is the Tri-Light from Therasage, and it's next level red light therapy. It's got 118 high-powered polychromatic lights, each delivering 3 healing frequencies, red and near infrared, from 580 to 980 nanometers. It's sleek, portable, and honestly, I don't go anywhere without it. Whole nother thing, right, with the Lyme disease stuff going on right now.
Yeah, and parasites are often their little buddies, their frenemies in the toxin bucket.
Are they?
Absolutely. And Lyme disease is another one that in medical school and amongst conventional doctors, they say chronic doesn't exist, and it's a complete lie, completely.
Yeah, my dog's had it since he was like a puppy, and every time we go to the vet, they're like, there's nothing we could do.
See? And they don't believe that can happen in humans. But it happened in your poor dog.
Yeah, it feels so bad.
Is he still sick?
He still has it, I guess. Every time we get his blood tested, it's there, but...
You should do some fenbendazole with him.
That's a cleanse?
So actually, that's a dog dewormer. And amongst the Cancer Society and Gerson therapy patients, because I've trained in Gerson therapy, they actually go get over-the-counter fenbendazole.
Okay.
And they'll do it with ivermectin. And it's a full parasite cleanse. Like, I'm talking people pooping out worms and then their tumors start to shrink. And they've actually got published studies now about fenbendazole, ivermectin, and some other holistic treatments for cancer. They've got a published study.
I need to look into getting that.
Insane.
I'm sure it's hard to get though, right?
No, you can totally get it online.
Really?
For your dog, absolutely.
Wow. I thought they were trying to make ivermectin harder to get.
Yes, I got fenbendazole for my dog, but ivermectin, honestly, it's the easiest to go to the pharmacies in Mexico or somewhere to get that sometimes because unfortunately they gave it such a hard time here that a lot of the doctors are scared to prescribe it.
Right, during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they villainized it.
Totally.
I fell for that one.
Did you?
At first, yeah, but now there's so much good studies and research on it.
Yeah, the CDC's out there saying, oh, why would you take horse paste? I don't know, you give aspirin to animals. You tell me,
Yeah. You just got your license in Florida, right?
I did. You're the first person I'm able to talk to about this. It happened yesterday.
Wow, congrats. That must have been a hard process, huh?
Yeah, it was so difficult. It actually was the hardest decision in my life to give up my medical license. And the jerks in California put disciplinary surrender, which made it look like that I was forced to surrender.
Wow.
But I was not. I got in trouble for doing vaccine exemptions for fragile children in California. They require 72 doses of vaccines to attend school by the age of 18 there.
Jeez.
And I wholeheartedly believe, and still do, that not every child in the United States can handle that load of vaccines by their 18th birthday because we all have different genes and genetic expression. It's absolutely ludicrous. And so I stood for what I believed in. And when they came after me, like they did hundreds of us doctors in California, I thought the play was, I'm going to surrender this because I don't kiss the ring of a corrupt king. And I don't make money this way anymore. So I wanted to stand for something. Everyone was too scared to interview me when I did that during the pandemic. But I applied for Florida about 10 months ago, and they kept me waiting for a long time. It shouldn't have taken that long. But I got the letter yesterday, and they said, Dear Dr. Peatross, welcome to Florida. Here's your medical license.
Let's go.
I cried all day.
You deserve it. Thank you for standing up during that time. Because, yeah, it was scary speaking up around then, you know?
Yes. California almost passed a law. Newsom almost passed a law to penalize doctors if they spoke out anything. What was misinformation about COVID, which who deems misinformation?
They do.
You said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. 72 by the age of 18. That is really high.
I mean, think about that. It's wild. I maybe got 15.
Yeah, I probably got 40. I think it goes up every couple of years, right?
For sure. They're adding the COVID vaccine now to the schedule.
I saw they just passed that last week, right? For 6-month-old.
It's cuckoo.
That was surprising under RFK's watch.
It was surprising. But old habits die hard. And a lot of this old paradigm is going to take a while, I think, unfortunately. I see the people in the states that are progressive, that are willing to move forward with new ideas and new thought processes and legislation, but it's going to be a hard road for some of the other states.
I'm already planning on, when I have a baby, what I'm telling the nurse. Because they try to get them. I don't want any of these.
Make sure they don't do the vitamin K.
That's the one in the eye?
Yeah, and hepatitis B, because your baby's out there using needles and having sex. So, right? I mean, what is the reason for
They
this?
give them 5, I think, as soon as they're born.
Crazy.
So nuts.
It's crazy to me. I mean, and we would have been looked at as quacks a few years back. Like, this is all new information to most of the public.
Right.
But I thank God it's coming out because it's life-saving information. People need to question. Authority.
They need to, man. Even dogs. I go to the vet. They're giving them a few a year. It adds up. They're probably getting like 30, 40 right now.
See, that's too much. Our poor dogs are living shorter lives too with all the kibble we're feeding them and then the vaccinations that they probably don't need.
Yeah. Some of them are like 5-10 pounds and they're getting just so many.
Same vaccines as the 90-pound dogs.
Right. It's the same amount in there, right?
It's crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah.
That needs to change. I saw one of these crazy clips about you. I need to ask you about this. You got targeted with a black magic African root curse. Yes. What was that about?
I did a whole podcast with Dr. Will Cole on this. So yes, this is a crazy story, and I don't know how in depth you want me to go, but it spans 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah, because this isn't something that happens every day that you normally think about, right? But when I look back at my life over 7 years, it's very obvious to see that something had gone awry.
Mm-hmm.
So back in 2015, I trained in Gerson therapy. And while I was there, there was someone who came in with Kirlian photography, which is where you put your finger in a black box and it takes a picture of your aura and extrapolates the aura to the rest of your body.
Mm.
And I had a pink offshoot off my head, and the person there that was showing me that was like, oh, something's helping you. We left, class adjourned, everybody went home. I forgot about her, okay? Years later, when I left California, when COVID happened, I moved across the country and I could have chosen anywhere. And I ended up choosing Asheville, North Carolina. Little did I know that lady that met me in Gerson therapy had moved there the year before. And I didn't remember her at all. I went up to Dr. Andy Wakefield's premiere of the movie 1986, and she was there. And she approached me and said, hey, do you remember me? And I didn't until she brought up who she was at that meeting. I said, okay, yes, I do. My boyfriend and I became friends with she and her husband over the time, went over their house and all this stuff. As time went on, I started to notice that things unraveled for me. I had a supplement company that shareholders came and stole out from under me and tricked me and then sued me for 3 years.
Wow.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars. I had a miscarriage. I had my dog died of a brain tumor.
Jeez.
I lost my license. There's many more things that happen that can't be explained, but that's the bulk of the most stressful things. Come to find out, I actually ended up having severe depression as time went on. I gained 30 pounds. I didn't change anything else. And I was actually hysterically crying one day, reached out to one of my friends who ran a clinic with energy workers. She reached out to one of them and said, there's something wrong with Jess. Like, she's not herself. She's been crying for days. She's actually suicidal, and I'm worried about her.
Wow.
They came back, and I've never been suicidal in my life. They came back and said, you have an African black magic root curse put on you. And we didn't know who did it at the time. So, I went back over to these people's house that night, not knowing it was them. And they did sound healing on me and a couple other things. And the next day I woke up bawling. So I went back to the energy worker. Her name is Glinda. You can't make this up, like Glinda the Good Witch. And she said, the curse is back on you. So we knew who did it. And I have to say that this may sound really out there for some people, but we have pedophiles who hide in churches and schools. Where do you think people who go after light workers hide? In the system to find us.
Wow.
And so I was actually targeted because of that. When the curse was broken, I immediately 180 felt different. Immediately. It was not placebo. I was not depressed anymore. I've lost all the weight that I gained at that point in time. And things have turned around for me. But after the curse was broken, my dog, there were certain times during the curse that I would leave the house crying and my boyfriend would say, your dog is here having a seizure and throwing up in the backyard.
Jeez.
And she never had issues like that. In the end, she ended up dying of a brain tumor after the curse was broken.
That's so sad.
Yeah, it was awful. The worst 7 years of my life, actually, and nothing went my way. Nothing. And now that things are different, I can feel it. And I can feel when the curse had been put back on me and when it was broken again. So there's going to be a lot of people out there listening who don't understand this. And it's hard for me to wrap my brain around it. Like, I sound like a quack when I say it out loud.
Yeah.
But like, it happened to me. And there's so much evidence about this. Oh, the best part, well, not the best part, but the craziest part is once the curse was broken, I was told this lady's going to have cancer in 6 months and face a life or death situation. In 6 months, she had leiomyosarcoma and she passed away exactly 6 months. Okay, because that's boomerang energy. You can't put a curse on someone and have ill intention like that, and then it's broken. It's boomerang energy.
Holy crap.
So that's the kicker. There's so many things like that happen that I can't deny. And I feel different. And
That
this
is
stuff
nuts.
exists. Energy exists. Bad people exist.
Shout out to today's sponsor, Quince. As the weather cools, I'm swapping in the pieces that actually gets the job done, that are warm, durable, and built to last. Quince delivers every time with wardrobe staples that'll carry you through the season. They have fall staples that you'll actually want to wear, like the 100% Mongolian cashmere for just $60. They also got classic fit denim and real leather and wool outerwear that looks sharp and holds up. By partnering directly with ethical factories and top artisans, Quince cuts out the middleman to deliver premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. They've really become a go-to across the board. You guys know how I love linen and how I've talked about it on previous episodes. I picked up some linen pants and they feel incredible. The quality is definitely noticeable compared to other brands. Layer up this fall with pieces that feel as good as they look. Go to quince.com/DSH for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. They're also available in Canada too.
Evil exists, even if we don't fully understand it.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if you confronted her, but damn it, karma just came straight to her.
Didn't even have time.
Wow. I wonder why she chose you, though. It seems so random.
I was told their souls were not their own. They were being controlled. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. But I was told it was dangerous to warn them.
Wow. That is nuts. Yeah, I do believe in evil eye, too.
Yes.
Like, I'm very careful what I put out there because there's some negative people that want to see your downfall, you know?
That's right. And when you're in the public eye or you're in the media, you are more of a target, unfortunately. And for me, the lesson for me was I need a better energetic hygiene. I need a better discernment. Discernment is always my lesson because I'm naive and I trust everyone and believe what people say. I trust them rather than distrust them at first.
Right.
And so these lessons, unfortunately, have taught me the hard way that I need to be more aware. I need to just have more discernment because not everyone's out for your best interest.
I'd say most people aren't, to be honest.
Sad.
Yeah, that's the reality we're in.
Because I'm not like that, so you don't see it coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think a lot of people are just innately selfish, you know, survival mechanism.
Yeah, when you're in survival mode, you can't worry about anyone else. You worry about your little circle, right? And that's it. You can't see the bigger picture.
Yeah.
So
Have you done spiritual retreats and stuff like that?
I have. Yeah, I actually have. And I guess this episode too, it made me realize I don't know everything. Not that I thought I did, but you really don't know everything. And so, yeah, it's made me back up and really pay attention to the spirit world, to God or creator.
Yeah,
Search that out more.
Yeah, when you become a doctor, you become so logical, right? You're just caught up in the facts and everything and the research. And then a lot of them probably don't even talk about stuff like this, I bet.
No, they would. I mean, listen, when I gave up my license, they already thought I was crazy, right? It starts there. But then I go and talk about stuff like this. And absolutely, not everyone can be on board with that or understand where you're coming from with that. That's okay. You don't have to understand me. I'm just out there to warn people, like, things aren't always what they seem and people aren't always who they say they are. And, like, the things that happened to me were not coincidental.
Yeah.
They were not.
I believe there's multiple facets to health. Like, spiritual health is super important to me. Obviously a lot of people focus on physical health and mental health, but spiritual health is slept on.
That's right. And it's so important. I tell everyone, like, the quickest way for me to get you better is address physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health if I can, which means that, not only am I looking at their nervous system, I'm looking at, how are you fulfilled? What's your mission? How do you feel? Is there something greater than you? How do you feel about spiritual stuff, right? All that needs to be addressed with patients if you're going to be successful.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a direct link with purpose and health, right?
1,000%, right? And if people believe they can't get better or their body is betraying them or they're hopeless, I mean, I can't heal a body you hate. I can't heal a body you don't feel safe in.
Right.
Like, no, you can't. That's a miracle worker can't do that. Only the person, the patient.
Yeah, that's why I wonder with people that are super skeptical too, is that harming their healing?
For sure. Look at the placebo effect. We don't even know how that works, but it's there, right? So our brains are way more powerful than we are led to believe. And if you are skeptical, you don't believe something, you're manifesting in that direction, right? You don't get what you want. You get what you believe.
That's dangerous.
Really dangerous.
Yeah, you got to be open-minded. But not too open-minded or else you'll get a curse planted on you.
Right. Or you're so open-minded your brains fall out. One or the other, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Healthy skepticism, I guess, right?
Right. And there's a balance. There's always that fine balance in everything in the 3D, right? So good and bad, good and evil, whatever it is, it's always a fine balance.
Yeah. What have been some of the crazy testimonials you have from some of your clients?
Crazy testimonials. Let's see. Well, I've definitely had people come back and say, and there are people sometimes I've never met, Sean. They're people like online on Instagram, and they'll be like, what you told me, what you preach about on there, I reversed my Crohn's.
Wow.
I reversed my Hashimoto's. And sometimes it's people I've never even seen. It's so powerful. It's like better than Christmas.
Yeah,
honestly, it's like better than opening presents.
That's beautiful, because those are diseases that we're taught growing up. You can't fix those.
Lies. Straight, full-blown lies. Yes, you can. If anyone tells you can't reverse an autoimmune condition, they clearly don't know how the body works. Body doesn't ever attack itself. It's attacking something that is stuck in there that shouldn't be there. Right? It's confused because of all the inflammation and industrial toxins. Your body never turns on you. It never betrays you. It never becomes hopeless. It's always trying to heal us.
Yeah.
And so that's the first place I have to take patients' perspective. Your body's fighting for you. Look how smart it is. You know what? That tap water is disgusting. I call tap water infertility water. I can drink it all day and my body won't warn me. Look how smart your body is. You react to it. That's smart. That's not healthy water. Right? So I have to get their perspective back on track. Those canaries in the coal mine, back in ancient villages, they would warn the warriors who were going off to war. Don't drink that water. It'll make you sick. Don't drink that food. It made me sick. It's not good for you either. Right?
Wow, they were doing that back then?
Yeah, for sure. That's what canaries in the coal mine exist for, to warn the other people about what's not good for our body and what is. These people who react to things like breast implants or root canals, stuff like that. I may not too, because I'm a warrior genotype, but guess what? That's still damaging my DNA.
Right.
There's still a pocket of infection somewhere that my body's having to fight off, even though I don't feel it. So I'm one of those people who'll get labs one day and everything will be in the red and I'll be like, what the heck? I feel great. My body doesn't warn me. So one is not better than the other. Right?
Yeah. That root canal rabbit hole is a crazy one.
You've gone down that one.
Yeah. Holistic dentistry. I'm about to get mine out, and thank God I didn't
root canals.
Yeah, but thank God I didn't do it the traditional way.
Okay. How'd you do it?
Well, I'm about to get mine. I still have all my wisdom teeth.
Okay.
But I'm going to go holistic.
Perfect.
Because what I know now is like they get basically infected, right, if you do the traditional way.
Well, here's the thing. The root canals, even the clean ones with the holistic endodontist, they can clean it out, but sometimes they can't get everything, right? Because there's thousands of porous channels within a tooth where bacteria can hide. And then you close and wall that off, and the body's stuck with a simmering pocket of infection. The problem with teeth is each tooth represents a meridian system and a different organ system. So it's like a human homunculus. It's like a foot that represents organs. It's a big deal, the mouth, because it's the opening to the microbiome, and each tooth has a nerve that runs straight up into the cranial cavity that viruses and bacteria can transverse if you're not careful.
Wow.
So talk about brain fog, talk about ear ringing, talk about all that stuff. People, if you have root canals, you need to check those. They last on average 8 to 10 years. They can't outlast a human body. It's a man-made procedure. And so one of my secret weapons to reversing autoimmunity is a 3D cone beam scan from a holistic dentist. And you can't have regular dentists read them because they don't believe anything's wrong with root canals.
Right.
They have an untrained eye. So you get a biological or holistic dentist to read it. They'll see a pocket of infection, sometimes burrowing into the mandible, eating away at the jawbone.
Jeez.
And they don't have any symptoms. It's silent. Like, what the hell? You know what I mean? It's silent. So it'll refer to a certain body system. They may have gut issues and all of a sudden be bloated with every meal and have leaky gut, and that you'll look at that root canal they got, it'll sit on the gut or stomach meridian. You're like, oh my gosh, right? Wisdom teeth, they sit on some of the endocrine organs and fertility, things like that.
That's nuts. A lot of fertility issues right now.
Absolutely.
I didn't even think about that being related to your teeth.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, yes. Think about it, because cardiologists, they'll give, if there's something wrong with your heart or your heart valves and you're going to the dentist, they'll give you an antibiotic. Why? Because when you go in there and you have a deep cleaning or they mess around with that bacteria, you can spray endotoxic bacteria into the bloodstream.
Wow.
And onto the heart valves.
Jeez, just from a teeth cleaning?
Teeth cleaning.
Holy crap.
So people completely underestimate or not educated about how important the teeth are. Like if I could get every medical doctor start looking at root canals after they're 8 years old, or breast implants after they're 8 years old, their practice would be revolutionized by how many people they could help. They would be amazed at the things they've been told they can't reverse that they absolutely can. Like, I'm here to put in a good word. Like, this is the stuff that doctors need to hear. Because you think you just have to be on a medication for life. That is BS. You don't. You actually can get the body to heal and reverse what has been done in many cases if you catch it soon enough.
Nice. That's good to know. Is there any alternative you recommend for breast implants?
Breast implants are hard, right? Because first and foremost, I think a lot of women have to question why they want them in the first place. Now, there are medical reasons. You know, I feel really, really terrible for women who have breast cancer and have to have a mastectomy.
Right.
And then they don't have great options. Fat transfers, they don't last really. They kind of move around, right? They don't always look good. Breast implants, silicone and saline. Even the saline have silicone. You know, they still do. They have upwards of 50 different chemicals, polyvinyl chloride that was in the Ohio derailment spill, heavy metals, epoxy resin, things like this. So there aren't really great alternatives for people.
Wow.
You know, and sometimes what I wish that doctors would do is if women had to have their breasts removed for breast cancer, do a genetic test on them and look at their haplotype and see if they're HLA-DR, HLA-DQ. HLA-DR are the people that get mold and Lyme and they get bedbound. And it's the same genetic haplotype that predisposes to breast implant illness.
Yeah.
So if they just check that, we'd know.
They probably don't even know what that is, to be honest.
You're right. They probably don't. And this is where the system is so broken. Like, where do you even start?
Yeah, that's nuts. So I've had a lot of women on the show that have gotten their implants removed because they've had major health issues from it.
And they get better. There's before and after pictures like going into surgery and then after, and like the bags under their eyes are gone and their skin's a different color. And they're like, I already feel better. I've heard this so many times.
How do you feel about this whole Botox wave going on with these women right now?
You know,
Guys are getting it too, but mainly women, I feel like.
I know guys who get it. I do. I agree with you. And they're starting younger and younger and younger, like 20s. Like, I'm sorry, but like having your face like this, you're supposed to be able to like raise your eyebrows a little bit and like move your face a little bit. Yeah. I mean, I guess to each their own and no judgment, but there are side effects to everything. And my biggest problem with the healthcare industry is I don't feel like people aren't getting really informed consent.
Right.
Like when they go in there, they really give them informed consent about Botox. Nah. They're like, read this. You know, nobody goes over it, you know? I've even had instances in the medical field where I wasn't given full informed consent. Thank God I knew better, you know? So that's what I'm saying. I'm not against breast implants. I'm not against root canals. I'm not against, you know, any of this stuff people want to get done. Botox, to each your own. It's your body. But make sure when you go in there with your doctor, you better know the risk, the pros, the cons, the benefits, all of it. You better have grilled them. You better asked about everything they give you on the paper. Because otherwise, they're so busy, no offense, you're going to hear it all most of the time.
Yeah. You're just a dollar sign to them.
It's sad.
I think the average doctor visit's like 5 minutes these days.
Yeah, last time I heard it was like 6 to 8, but I think you're right. It probably is down to 5 now.
Crazy, right?
I mean, I can't even figure out where someone's from in 5 minutes.
No,
you know?
That's nuts.
It's been an hour with them, so sometimes a little longer. So
I mean, that's how it should be, right?
You would think, right? I need to understand if I'm really going to help you and reverse something, I need to understand like where you came from, what triggers and antecedents led to this diagnosis. Were you having traumatic experiences or under a lot of stress when you got this diagnosis? Because a lot of times, Sean, it's the perfect storm. They got divorced. Something happened with their kid. Right. They lived in a moldy house and they got bit by a tick, you know? And then, you know, all of a sudden they were bloated all day, every day. Or they got food poisoning in Mexico and never got better. That's a parasite.
Food poisoning?
Oh my gosh, food poisoning and you never got better.
Wow. I never even thought food poisoning could be a parasite thing.
All the time. All the time. They'll be like, I was in Mexico and my stomach's never been the same.
Damn.
Yeah. So like, I got to hear these stories if I'm going to figure anything out for anyone.
Yeah.
You know, that makes you a good doctor listening.
Yeah. Traveling to certain places, you got to be careful, right?
Oh, yeah.
Going in the water or certain areas.
Yeah. You got to be careful with like lettuce in certain countries, right? Yeah. The produce can be really, really bad in other countries.
Which countries?
I hate to pick on Latin America, but you know, that's usually where we hear things about. However, I have to say again, that a lot of times the food is fresher in other countries than the United States now.
Yeah.
There's instances, right? So, you know, it's always just use your discernment and best judgment.
Wow. I'm learning a lot. Thank you so much.
By the way, what's this?
Oh, yeah. This is Magic Mind. Shout out to Magic Mind. They're a sponsor of the show. It's a wellness shot. Makes your brain work better. Have you tried this before?
No, but their branding is adorbs.
Yeah, they do well with the branding.
I'm going to try it. Is it okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, it helps you cut through
Magic
brain fog.
Minds.
No jitters, no crash.
Oh, it smells good.
Yeah, I prefer this over coffee. Keeps your energy nice and calm, and it helps with stress management too.
Oh, adaptogens. Oh, it's delicious.
Tastes good, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I drink one before I film every episode.
Magic Mind, I approve.
Shout out to Magic Mind. What are you taking outside of caffeine?
I did have a lot of caffeine today. Can you tell? I take my own products a lot. I formulated them, so I wanted them to be the best. So I have to take them. If I'm going to ask other people to, I'm going to take my own supplements.
Well, that's respect, first of all, because a lot of people sell supplements and they don't even take them. So
heck no. For me, all I have is my word. If I'm going to give up my medical license because I was doing vaccine exemptions for children, I'm going to tell people the truth about health and supplements. And so for me, I take methylated B vitamins every day because I had a rip-roaring B vitamin deficiency when I was suicidal.
Whoa.
Too. And it caused really bad depression. So I learned after that, because when you're stressed out, you burn through B vitamins. You burn through some of your stress enzymes. So it's really helpful to take that when you're stressed out.
It's good to know.
Take it every day. I also take high-dose minerals every day because minerals actually knock heavy metals out of the body.
Do they?
Yes, because minerals have charges, just like metals. So arsenic and selenium look alike. Zinc and cadmium, like zinc can knock cadmium out of the body off the binding sites because they have the same charge. And if you want your nervous system to fire properly, nerves need charges, which come from minerals, right?
Yeah.
So they actually help to ground the nervous system and remineralize you, help with sleep and hormones. So I take high-dose minerals, like boron, chromium, cobalt, molybdenum, magnesium, all that kind of stuff. B vitamins, and then oftentimes I'll take amino acids too, because it's really important if you're lifting weights and as a woman to get enough protein. So as I've gotten older, I'm like, these blood sugars are going to go crazy if I don't ground myself with 30 grams of protein each meal. So amino acids are a big part of that for me too.
Nice.
So just some staples. Really.
Yeah. Nothing too fancy there.
I do parasite cleanses periodically though.
Every quarter or?
Yeah, at least twice a year, but sometimes more, like you said.
Yeah.
But yeah, our indigenous relatives did that. I think it's smart.
Yeah, I do 2 a year and then I'll do a 3-day fast.
Oh, nice.
Because I feel like that might kill some. I'm not sure, but
1,000%.
I feel really good after that. So I'll do that like twice a year also.
Yeah, that's great. There are people who actually put turpentine on a sugar cube and take it because the sugar's the bait for the parasites.
Oh, wow. That is smart. So it draws them out.
And it comes from trees, like the resin in the trees that kills parasites, right? So sometimes you can bait them. Like it'd be good after a 3-day fast. You're already killing them because you're killing their food supply. Sometimes you can bait them and then go after them with herbs after that.
Yeah, I know like a little about parasites now. Now every time when someone's like, I got a sweet tooth, I want some ice cream or candy, I'm like, you probably have a parasite.
That's you or the amoeba.
Yeah, right? Because I definitely had that when I was growing up.
Oh, me too. The sun goes down, I'm like, munchy, munchy. Oh, yeah.
A full moon, right?
Full moon. Like revved, you should feel like revved up, like kind of anxious, like I'm amped, like I need to get anything done till midnight. That's how it feels when you've got parasites. And you might be a little irritable. Your butt might itch a little bit. You got parasites. That's how you know.
If your butt itches?
Oh, yeah.
Which ones are those usually?
Candida can do it, pinworms specifically, which come in a lot of children, but they are highly contagious. Like the whole household's going to get them if kids have them. Whole household. Multiple times. Just pass around multiple times.
Can you get them from your dogs?
Yes. 1,000%. I hate to say this because I love my dog. She's my child. But if you let them lick you in the face, if you let them sleep in your bed, they have fleas sometimes and other things that crawl on them that carry diseases.
Damn, I let mine sleep with me.
Okay, me too, Sean. Okay, I'm not judging, me too. But I know better. And I try and put a pillow fort in between us in the bed so she can't crawl over to my side. But I'm sure the fleas can still get over there if she has any.
The cuddling might be worth it for me.
I'm sorry I ruined this for you.
No, you're good. You're good. I figured they're outside all day and they're walking around in their own poop and stuff. So
it's really gross when you think about it. I know we love our animals, but you have to be careful, right? So letting them look you in the face, letting them cuddle with you, all those type of things, they do have sometimes ticks and tick-associated illnesses.
Yeah.
So
and a lot of owners give their dogs tap water too, which I don't like.
I know, I hate that too. I even feed my dog raw food with organ meat. I don't even put
I
kibble anymore.
I do maize, raw meat.
Perfect. People need to know. We eat like this. We feed our dogs cereal every day.
Yeah.
That's what kibble is.
I mean, it's night and day because I used to use kibble and their skin was dry.
Yep.
They looked unhealthier.
Histamine problems from all that probably. I mean,
Yeah.
our dogs are showing us what's wrong with the environment and the food, 1,000%. And cats, that's a whole other issue.
Mm.
Cats are even more disease carrying than dogs, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah. And I love all animals. I'm not bashing any cat lovers out there. But they do have a certain parasite called Toxoplasmosis gondii.
Mm-hmm.
And that one is a pretty famous parasite that can cross the blood-brain barrier. And it controls emotions. So it can make you act almost like manic.
Is that why cat ladies have like such a bad reputation? Cat moms or whatever?
Yeah. Maybe. Excuse me. Maybe. I would say this parasite usually isn't detected because your immune system's got it for most people. But people whose immune system are lowered will see it because they'll start to act out, and that will prompt testing, which will catch it. Right? These people engage in high-risk sexual behavior. They'll gamble. They'll have these irrational anger outbursts.
Damn.
And it's this parasite, which also controls animals' brains too and gets them closer to the source of where it wants to be as a host. So, for example, it has grasshoppers jump in. Certain parasites have grasshoppers jump from this land into the water where they'll be eaten by a fish that they want to be as the host.
That's crazy. They're that smart.
Parasites have been around as long as we have. They are not stupid at hiding, at getting detected and tasked, or controlling people's brains if they want to.
That is nuts.
And neurotransmitters.
Yeah, I've seen the videos of them controlling insects when they're dead.
It's crazy.
Nuts.
I know.
Yeah, I can't believe they're that nuts. There's the long ones in the grasshopper, the long white ones, those are scary, right?
Yeah, all of that is disgusting. So, yeah, I've seen some crazy things come out of people like that and, animals.
What's the longest tapeworm you've seen?
Oof, probably almost a foot long, and you're going to die when I tell you where it came from.
Where? The nose?
Holy How did crap. You know that? Yes.
Because I knew it wasn't butt because that was too easy, but nose would be the other option, I guess.
It came on her nose. Like, she literally pulled it out. Wow. And it was at a conference and a video I was watching this on. It was at a medical conference. So I know that I didn't see it personally myself. I saw the video of the person it came out of.
Damn.
So, yeah, for sure. And I never get any racy pics slide into my DMs. I get parasite poop pics. That's all that people send me are parasite poop pics in my DMs.
Yeah.
Like, what is this, Dr. Jess? Yeah.
Must be pleasant.
Yeah, right.
How do people know if they have them? Is there a test you recommend people take?
So I usually go with symptomatology, and I match that up with testing. So there are a couple tests. I really love Vibrant Labs Gut Zoomer, and I really love the GI map. But I think the best way to look for parasites is with someone who does a test, and then they go and they look under the microscope with their trained eye at the slide and actually do a visual microscopic analysis. And that is missing in a lot of parasite testing today. And that's the difference. So there's a test called from parasites.org, and they do that. There's a PhD who runs it. They look for larvae, eggs, adult, nematodes, all that stuff, helminths, whatever you're looking for, flukes. And they will report back to you. And that is the most accurate test that I have found. Because a lot of them, there's thousands of parasites. They'll just test for a handful.
Yeah.
Right? So
that's good to know. I'll look into that one.
Parasites.org. And then, all the symptoms I told you earlier. It should match up somewhat for people.
Yeah. Any good parasites, or are they all kind of harmful?
No, there is actually great parasites too. And I want to make a kind of a delineation here for people. I actually do not blame the pathogen. I don't think the pathogen is root cause. I actually think that our terrain and our body is. So toxins and trauma are what attract the pathogen for cleanup. If you're full of heavy metals, you're going to have candida. Like, you're just going to, if you're full of pesticides, you're probably going to have SIBO or bacteria, right? So there's, if things are putrefying in your gut and sitting in your gut, you're going to attract pathogens to clean that up,
Yeah.
So we are part of the ecosystem. So it's not the pathogen's fault. It's the way we're treating our body and the things we're exposed to that's the problem. There are good parasites, though. And actually, this year at the ILADS conference, which they talk about tick-associated illnesses there, we're talking about helminth therapy. Helminth therapy, which is a type of parasite. And they actually are using this to reverse cancer for people.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so there's been instances, and I'm sure the people listening may have heard of this, there's been instances where people have had certain cancers or certain autoimmune conditions, multiple ones, and they eat raw meat with parasites, and their autoimmunity starts to disappear.
Holy crap.
Right.
Raw meat.
So I can't blame the parasite. Now, if you're overrun with them, they do produce ammonia. They produce byproducts. They're not friendly. They're not fun if you have the wrong one and you're overrun. But my job is not just to kill. It's to optimize the terrain of the body so the body does it itself. And by resetting the nervous system, because things like Epstein-Barr, they are hospitable to your body because they're running on your adrenaline.
Wow.
That's why. So if I can reduce the nervous system effects, open drainage up, I can shorten half the time of the detox you're going to need with the pathogen. Your body's already got it because I've reset it, and there's nothing that beats the body. I can't just wipe and kill everything out and eradicate everything. That's what we've done with antibiotics. How did that turn out?
Not well. I took so many growing up. I'm allergic to penicillin now. I just found out.
See? And I wonder if you're sensitive to mold. Because people who are allergic to penicillin is from penicillium, the mold.
I've been getting brain fog lately, so I could be. I just try to push through it, but I definitely get like headaches and my ears ring. You mentioned the ringing earlier.
Yes. So there's a lot of different reasons for that. Could be your root canals too, right?
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
I got cavities in every single wisdom tooth. So
jeez.
Yeah, that's why they want to get them out.
You need high dose minerals to remineralize that.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so. I think that would really be the first starting point where I take you is high dose minerals. Just to kind of see if we could reset you a little bit. Because you wouldn't believe what minerals can do. They run so many cofactors, enzymes, and steps within the body that if you don't have them, it's kind of like a traffic jam. You can't perform your daily activities, you know? And if you don't have minerals to do like the Krebs cycle and make ATP, metals will insert themselves in there.
I did have some high metal counts on my last blood test.
On a blood test?
Yeah.
You gotta come see.
Yeah, some of them were in the yellow. I think one might have been in the red zone.
It's unusual to catch it on blood.
Oh, really?
Yeah, usually we see urine.
Oh, wow.
So if it's blood, that's like an acute toxicity.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, the water brand I was drinking was tap water. So I was just drinking heavy metals
and
for like...
fertility water.
Yeah, I was drinking it basically tap water for a year straight from LA.
Yeah, oof. Yeah, see? So, yeah, there's reasons for that. Like, there's so many people have brain fog, and it's like, that's just a blanket statement that we have to figure out where that's coming from. Is that coming from your gut-brain axis in your gut? Is that coming from your root canals? Is that coming from mold in the house that you're breathing in? All of these could cause it. A combo of both.
Yeah, we're being attacked in so many ways these days.
Right. It's so true. And until people, well, they are waking up. I think you're seeing it too.
Yeah.
But the change is upon us. Until people realize that they have to take accountability for their own health and no one's coming to save them, this circus will continue. Right? No one's coming to save us. You are your own best doctor.
Absolutely. Doctor, it's been awesome. Where can people support you, find you, and buy your stuff?
Absolutely. I'm honored to be here. So I would say there's levels to working with me here. I post a lot of free information online. So you can get my Instagram, Dr.Jess.MD, or Wellness Plus by Dr. Jess. That is my do-it-yourself platform where everyone can learn about my protocols and teach themselves how to be their own best healer. I also have a supplement company called Aegis Formulas, AEGIS formulas.com. And we make the methylated B vitamins I was talking about, glutathione, vitamin C, high dose minerals. We make Tudka. We make a calm strip that melts on your tongue. It's pretty amazing. And then also I have a virtual clinic. So I'm starting to see people again.
Nice.
Yeah, it's so much fun. So I have a whole team and we book packages. So you talk to my team first to make sure you're a good fit and then you pick me. So people can work with me a number of different ways or just consume my information for free.
I love it. Find out if you guys have parasites. Check her out.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. See you next time.
Bye.
I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the show a lot with the algorithm. Thank you.